So you want to get a life coach, but you're a feminist and you're like, a lot of these chicks are making me feel hinky. I've got you. Don't worry about it. Hiya, I'm Ellie. I am a vibrancy coach and I'm all about helping anyone who identifies as female, anyone who socializes as female, anyone who just loves a bit of femininity in their energy and expression to live vibrantly. That means they get a life of ease, energy, enjoyment instead of burnout, hustle, and meh. Sounds good? Yeah, I thought so. Today we're talking about why your life coach is probably not a feminist, even if she's calling you boss babe or woman empower woman or whatever bullshit that people are putting on your side. And especially I'm filming this in the week of National Women's Day, and as we know, we all like to put a little bit of lip service to women supporting women, and that is something I feel so passionately about that it's time to call some people out for not living that truth. I want to counter this by saying, first of all, the coaching industry that I'm part of and the coaches that I work with, who I'm in community with, are all deeply, deeply, deeply feminist. Intersectional feminists, and they are in it to win it with us. We are taking down the structures. We are saying, see you later, patriarchy. No, we're done. So I want to say that I'm not calling out everybody, but I'm saying that there's enough of this rhetoric where it's like women supporting women. That's actually bullshit. And if you're feeling that way, it's cool. You're not wrong. And part of my coaching is about helping people understand that they're not, very rarely are you wrong. The vast majority of time, you are good, you are solid, you are golden, and it's about understanding that that gets to be your truth and deciding that that gets to be your truth. Why your life coach is not a feminist is a really important statement, because one of the things I know people look for is people who share their values. It's something I look for in my own coaches. It's something that I look out for in my own clients, and I know something that my clients want from me too. You get to have an opinion about this. Why is your life coach not a feminist? Even if they call you a babe or a boss babe or a boss bitch or I don't even know what. The vast majority of way that coaches are taught to coach is deeply anti-feminist. It is not to challenge the heteronormative and patriarchal and white hegemonic norms of the way that society is built. And feminism is about creating equity for everyone. And so if we're perpetuating systems of oppression, you're not a feminist, you're not doing it. And so you can look out for that. You can quiz people about, this is a value of yours. You can quiz people about what are they doing to move the needle. What do I mean they're maintaining systems of oppression? I'm glad you asked. So, systems of oppression are anything that is meant to keep basically anyone who's not solidly in power. So white, cis, straight men of a certain age with a certain socioeconomic background are always going to come out on top. And the rest of us, aka the majority, are just left to deal with it. The systems of oppression are basically maintain that norm. They maintain those power structures, which they probably are unless they've done anti-racist education, they're part of a feminist collective, they do the work, are probably maintaining the systems of oppression, and you get to quiz them about that. Number two, are they using bro culture to sell to you? This is when people are selling you from a place of scarcity, from a place of you are the problem, let's fix you, from a place of you need to do this now and I am the only one who has the answers. Very binary, and always entrenched in this view of pain, pain, pain points, and here's the solution that I offer. Instead, you get to work with someone like moi or someone else, I can suggest people who come from it, or you get to work with people who come from a perspective of you are grand as you are, let's just make you even more powerful, even more stronger, rather than frittering away at the edges of problems that don't even need to be solved. So if you feel like people are trying to bro culture you, which is pay me on the phone. Don't do that. You feel bad about yourself after leaving an interaction with them. And there's always a scarcity. Like, you need to do this now, you need to do this now, you need to do this now. No, get out of that. That's not gonna be good for you. Bro culture 101. I don't ascribe to it. We can mark it without it. Hit me up if you want more information on that, but it's true. Number 3, probably they're not, even if they claim to be feminists, they're probably not an intersexual feminist. Intersexual feminists are people who take in all forms of identity and expression into the overall discussion. And so this is not elevating all women, and this is particularly important when it comes to anti-racism work. I am not an anti-racist educator. I will never claim to be. I will put some leads in the comments for this, but I can hold this as a truth even though I'm not preaching on it. Why I'm not an educator is because I'm white, I'm super privileged. It's not appropriate for me to hold that place. So they're probably not intersectional feminists, and we all have identities that are against the norm. In fact, it's what we celebrate in coaching. I want you to be you. I want you to hold all of your identities. I want you to hold all of your expressions. And when you're not an intersectional feminist, you're not taking into account all the identities that could be marginalized by society. And that matters. That matters when we get into real coaching techniques of not maintaining you as the best witness in your own life. So if you say, I'm earning less than my peer, and your coach comes back with, is that a story? No, it's fucking not a story. That is truth. We know the rates where women are paid less than men. We know the rates of if you are Black or a person of color, you are paid less than your white peer, irrespective of gender. We know this about queer identities, trans identities, any identity that is not quote unquote the norm. You are assessed for. It's not just about being a feminist, it's about being an intersectional feminist and being able to hold all of that in your truth and your lived experiences and still propel you forward. But the way that you don't do that is by omitting your identity from the equation. Number 4, perpetuating sisterhood wounds. Here's the thing, in the coaching industry, we all love to talk about how much we love each other. And yes, I love a lot of people in the coaching industry who ascribe to my values, but we are often triggered. If you've been socialized female, you probably have some experiences. A lot of people are not able to hold that. This is going to be really important, especially in a group coaching context. And I want you to get really curious about this, about what shows up for you when you show up in a group, and how is your coach going to maintain that? Do they have a reconciliation process? What happens when harm is done? Do they have a trauma-informed lens? And if these all sound like big chunky words, I get it, but I think you get it too, so we can go with it. And if not, hit me up, ask me questions. I love it. Number 5, are they playing into ideas of perfection? This is one of the big ways that we keep each other down. Is your life coach trying to sell you the perfect life? Are they trying to tell you that they're perfect and you just need to take their course to get to you? Because if they are, not feminist. Perfectionism is one of the most powerful tools that we have to keep people down. Like if you are, again, tinkering around the edges of perfectionism, am I good enough, trying so hard, you are never gonna have the space to really get into the meat of what would propel you forward. So if your coach is playing into ideas of perfectionism, they're not a feminist. It's not cool. We're not doing it. You deserve better. This was my rant, basically, because we deserve more. And coaching is deeply feminist. Coaching is all about taking you for your truth, who you are, and moving the fucking needle. What we don't need is a lot of the bullshit in the coaching industry that keeps you down. Okay, this has been a blast. Let me know if you jive with what I'm doing. Come join me. Come join my email list. I'm always giving great tips, or subscribe. All good. Do it. And if you have any questions, come find me on Instagram. Okay? Chelsea.